very good day, everyone. Welcome to our Employment in Person with Disability program, which we support inclusion of person with disability in employment. Do you think you treated person with disability less well due to factor related to their disability? Or are you the one who is being treated less favorably due to your disability? Wait until the end because this video is intended for you, especially as an employer. When persons with disabilities are subjected to less favorable treatment or disadvantage because of a factor related to their disability in one of the circumstances covered by the Equality Act, this is known as disability discrimination. It means you are being discriminated and not treat people with disability the same to others. According to World Health Organization in 2013, people with disabilities are among the most overlooked and neglected in the world. Their inability to obtain higher education is one of the key reasons that keeps persons with disabilities in social exclusion and poverty. In Asia, the majority of jobs require a higher education degree, which may impact employment opportunity for persons with disabilities. And they are having trouble obtaining work and securing proper employment. If they do, their salary is inadequate and they even struggle to get promotions after working for a while. According to the study's findings by Omar et al., employers are more likely to hire persons with disabilities because of their readiness and commitment, but their disposition was discouraging. When hiring persons with disabilities, a significant decision is influenced by their types of disabilities, industries, and ethnicities. Due to their abilities and capacities to carry out job responsibilities, employment of persons with disabilities is flagged as skeptical and dubious perspectives. This study also paralleled to study by Ang et al. In 2013, which the economic pressure, issues with obtaining suitable employment, low quality employment, reduced salary, as well as other social pressures are caused by employers' inaccurate perceptions about the disabled person. Hence, this program is created because we want to spread awareness on disability employment, which need to be an attention to the employers and community. So now, let's see how the statistics on persons with disabilities employment in Malaysia. According to Department of Social Affairs Malaysia in 2022, there are 661,357 of persons with disabilities in Malaysia. But as we can see here, only 71 out of 468 persons with disabilities who attend an interview that is hired in public services. And we can say that the percentage to hire persons with learning disabilities and speech impairment is very low compared to those with physical disabilities. And it is a very small number or minority of persons with disabilities that be accepted to work, which is the one reason that we create this program.
So, why does PWD has been rejected by the employer? Here are the reasons. According to a study by Kaya et al. 2011 on why don't employers hire and retain workers with disabilities, the three top-ranked reasons have about 80% or greater agreement on: first, lack of understanding on how to fulfill the requirements of the employee, such as job tasks, weight of responsibility, and type of work suitable. Secondly, concern that employees who become disabled may become liabilities in some way, whether financial or legal. And the third one is concern over the cost of accommodations that they need to modify, like handle ramp, accessible stairs, and the space needed. Other reasons that have been stated are: more than 65% feel that workers with disabilities cannot perform essential job functions, and concern over job performance, other costs, difficulty assessing whether the workers can do the job.
Next, the objective of the program. Firstly, to raise awareness throughout society, including at the family level regarding person with disability, and to foster respect for the right and dignity of person with disability. Secondly, to promote positive perception and provide fair opportunities to marginalized population such as person with disability. Next, to promote recognition of the skill, merit and ability of person with disability and of their contribution to the workplace and the labour market. And lastly, to combat stereotype, prejudice and harmful practice relating to person with disability, including those based on sex and age in all areas of life. Now, we moving on to the target population of the program. This program is organized for person with disability. The person with disability are defined to those who have a long-term physical, mental, intellectual or sensory impairment, which in interaction with various barriers may hinder their full and effective participation in society. Next, the person with disability are grouped into 7 different categories, which are hearing, visual, speech, physical, learning, mental, and multiple disability. The person with disability have the right to access the employment on the equal basis with person without disability. This program also gives awareness to the employer. The employer is individual or organization in the government, private, non-profit or business sector that hire and pay people for their works. The role of the employer is to protect the right of person with disability on equal basis with person without disability to just and favorable condition of works. Next, the employer also should perform their social obligation endeavour to promote stable employment for persons with disability by properly evaluating their abilities, providing suitable place of employment, and conducting proper employment management. Lastly, give equal opportunities of equal remuneration for work of equal value, safe and healthy working condition, protection from harassment, and redress of grievances. The next of the target population is the National Council for Persons with Disability. The council is a state corporation established by an Act of Parliament. The council is representation is drawn from the key government ministry and organisation for persons with disability. The role of the council is to formulate appropriate policies and measures which may include affirmative action program and other measures in order to promote employment of persons with disability in the private sector. The council also promote opportunity for training for persons with disability in the labour market as well as opportunity for self-employment, entrepreneurship, development of the cooperative, starting own business and creating opportunities to work from home.
Nowadays, digital media is everywhere. Paid social media ads, Google ads, and large format digital display all dominates our daily life. But pamphlet is still the most effective medium to spread awareness and information to the people. So, here is why we choose to make an awareness program on issues in employment of persons with disabilities through the pamphlet. This is because it can include a lot of information about awareness that we want to promote. We could include pictures, charts, and many other details that related to the issues. It may be easier for the reader to retrieve the information, as in this pamphlet, we include many information about the issues, benefits, and how to achieve the goals, and all can be found in one pamphlet. With printed materials, the reader will invest more time in detailing the contents, and according to neuroscience study by Dooley et al. In 2015, printed material will process visually quicker than digital media and need 21% less cognitive effort to process the information compared to digital advertising. We also conclude that printed material have a higher information recall and response rate among the reader. Other than that, this design is easier to be accessed and read by the people as it is designed to be referred to again and again. It is easy to carry as it can be placed in a pocket or bag
and can be read during a commute or once we have arrived at the destination. It also allows the reader to take their time to process and make understand about the information in the pamphlet compared to the digital media like video advertisement, which the people may not catch up with the words or information displayed on the screen if it goes faster. This is because it will always be visible as they are physically accessible to the reader instead of being on an advert which flashed by. And last but not least, pamphlets also are visually pleasing as the design utilizes a combination of text and images about the information that we want to share. It also has a well-organized information design and bold of important keys with a combination of soft and warm color tone. This means that they are perfect for attracting attention and conveying important information quickly, and often encourage the reader to try and learn more about the content of the pamphlet. It is because people tend to get attracted to the things that are pleasing to their eyes and can capture their attention to know more about it. And in comparison with web pages, which may not display correctly on every device, a pamphlet will look the same on a coffee table, display stand, or in a person's hand.
Let's take a look at our pamphlet. This is the overview of our pamphlet where it has front page and back page. Now, let's look at the content of the pamphlet. The first page, it contains title of the pamphlet and definition of persons with disabilities. The title of this pamphlet is Support Inclusion, Make a Better Work Environment for Persons with Disabilities. Definition of persons with disability are defined under the Persons with Disabilities Act of 2008 as those who have long-term physical, mental, intellectual or sensory impairments which in interaction with various barriers may hinder their full and effective participation in society. For the second page, it contains number of registered people with disability. There were 488,948 registered persons with disability in Malaysia on October 2018. There are also percentage of persons with disability according to gender. In Malaysia's population, it is equal to 1.53%, where female is 64.78% and male is 35.22%. Malaysian government introduced 1% policy for employing persons with disabilities in the public sector to promote inclusion for persons with disability, where the goal is encouraging all government organizations to hire people with disabilities. The third page will show people with disabilities job placement at private sector based on occupational categories. There are services and sales workers with 34.8%, plant and machine operators and assemblers with 27.2%, skilled agriculture, forestry, livestock and fishery workers with 4.4%. There are also elementary occupation with 26.6%, craft and related trades workers with 1.3%, technicians and associate professionals with 3.2%, and lastly, clerical support workers with 1.3% and managers and professionals with 1.3%. For the fourth page, it contains training and development support. These training and development support are another aid from government agencies in order to increase disabled worker employment capacity. So firstly is grant training for disabled workers, which is OKU Talent Enhancement Program OTEP. The second one is Economic Empowerment Program EEP, which is a program with aims to relieve the economic difficulties of person with disability. And lastly, a Community Employment Support Service CESS for OKU Jobs Malaysia. There are also benefits of employing people with disability in fifth page. Some corporate social contribution that promote equal job opportunity in Malaysia monetary support. The first one is LDHD tax exemption and tax rebate. The second one is disability worker allowance, which is a scheme from Social Welfare Department. The third one is business incentive assistance scheme, which is incentive from disabled business owner to hire disabled workers. The fourth one is Hire Malaysia Prakeso, with hiring incentive program for employees. And the fifth one is loan or rental scheme, which is welfare assistance scheme from Social Welfare Department to help disabled workers by the imitation aids and support tools. And lastly, fees assumption and register renewal company, which is assumption from SSM for disabled entrepreneurs to spark their interest in entrepreneurships. Lastly, for the last page are steps to build an inclusive workplace for people with disabilities. Firstly, improve workplace infrastructure. For example, make sure that all bathrooms and building entrances are wheelchair accessible. Next, provide support for employees with disabilities. Third, train staff on discrimination issues and inclusive behavior to avoid any unwanted issue from happen. Fourth, use appropriate language. And lastly, involve them in decision-making processes. For the conclusion in our pamphlet is people with disability, they just need an opportunity. Disabilities comes in various shapes and forms. Persons with disabilities develop a little differently. To help them fulfill their potential, just offer them an opportunity. You might be surprised at what they can achieve. These are our references. That's all from us. Thank you.